Brandon Moreno is back and he just put on a stable performance, absolutely dismantling Amir Albazi in their main event last night. Brandon Moreno, this is his first win in a while. You know, he really went in there and looked great in this fight early on. Amir Albazi really had nothing for Brandon Moreno in this fight, if we're being completely honest. I really thought from the start Moreno just looked like he was in a flow. Like he was in this kind of flow state of bobbing and weaving. Really liked the combinations. He was throwing his jab with the kicks as well, which was, I thought, really kept Amir Albazi guessing. Left holds as well. Like Moreno even caught him with some good head kicks. His striking just looked on point tonight, and I think Moreno needed a bit of time off because Moreno had some absolute fucking wars. And another big thing I think about this fight as well is that he had so many rematches. To fight someone new, you know, someone he hadn't fought for, it's exciting. Do you know what I mean? Main event as well. This was originally meant for Mexico, which would have been even bigger, but, you know, Moreno lost to Royval in Mexico. You don't know really. Like he's been very active and took a bit of time off. I think he needed it, and he got this one done last night. It's kind of hard to see where Moreno goes from here. It's kind of hard to see, but the actual fight, I thought Moreno looked unreal, man. Like Amir Albazi got him down, I believe, in the second round, but you know, did absolutely nothing with it. Moreno got up straight away. I just thought, like I said this in my preview, this fight went very similar to what I said. It's just that Amir Albazi just didn't have anything for him. I think like he just seemed to just back up the whole time. He seemed to just try and strike, and I don't know if he was kind of having a counter kind of game, but you got to be shooting on Moreno and getting him down. I think he didn't even shoot that many takedowns. Like he was just kind of defending more, I thought, the whole fight. Like he wasn't even trying to press forward and get some strikes going, or keep Moreno guessing on the feet to where he can land some takedowns or clinch him up against the cage and stuff like that, get some damage off there. He didn't do any of that. Like he just seemed to be backing up the whole time. I think Moreno has to get a lot of credit for that, because I do believe that was because of his style, like his moving forward style. The kicks, the head movement was on point this fight. Whenever he was throwing, he was moving his head, never staying in the centre line. Maybe that's where Amir Albazi kind of fell short, but I didn't think Amir Albazi had any success in this fight anywhere. I don't even know what the game plan was, to be honest with you, because like I said, he was just moving backwards the whole time, just in a complete defensive striking game with Moreno. That's never going to be good. Like, you need to be pressing Moreno if you're going to be doing that, get in his face. Figueiredo did that well, mix it up, go to the body, try chew up the leg. Amir Albazi really did nothing in this fight, and I think Moreno deserves credit for that as well, like I said, because he was fighting the perfect fight, just in a complete flow state. Really good for Moreno tonight, but he's kind of beaten or fought or lost to everyone in the top five nearly. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one wants to see a Kai Kara-France rematch, but they might do it. He just fought Brandon Royval the fight before this. Pantoja, they've had so many fights, and you know that fight about a year and a half ago now, but still. And then the fight that makes sense to me the most for Moreno is the loser of the title fight, because if Kaya Sakura loses, which I think he will, that's a great fight, him and Moreno. Absolutely banging fight. Like, that's a great striking matchup. I think Moreno's going to win that one. I don't see Kaya Sakura doing too much within the UFC. He's very good striking, but I think he's going to get absolutely dismantled on the ground. Pantoja's going to submit him quite easily, I predict. For Amir Albazi, there's kind of a few more options. I wouldn't mind seeing him versus like Steve Ercik. I think that could be an exciting fight, because Steve Ercik definitely doesn't deserve to fight Moreno after the Kai fight. You could argue, I know people say, oh, would he beat Pantoja, but he's after getting shinned by Kai Kara-France, and no one really wants to see it. Like, I feel like Steve Ercik's kind of lost that aura. Like, he was steady name there in flyweight. Like, his boxing's unbelievable. Probably one of the best boxing in flyweight for sure, top 3, but yeah, no one really wants to see that. So Moreno's hands are kind of tied at the moment. I really feel like he needs to see how the division plays out, but he's got options, like, you know what I mean? Like, he can do rematches, but how many times? Like, I enjoyed seeing Moreno fight someone new. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that's the problem with flyweight, like, it's a bit like they're top heavy, like the top 5 just fight each other the whole time. It's a bit like lightweight in a way. You know, Gaethje, Chandler, Oliveira, and Poirier. Which one's going to fight who this time? Do you know what I mean? Like, this was a good fucking one to have, because Amir Albazi was undefeated in the UFC, 6-0. Amir couldn't get it going tonight. But I don't even think he was trying that hard. Like, not that he wasn't trying that hard, but maybe he literally just could not get started, could not get into first gear, never mind get out of it, and just looked flat on his feet, looked like he didn't know what to do in there. I think that is because of Moreno, but I also think that's because Amir Albazi just isn't that level, in my opinion. And I said this in my preview, I don't think he had anything from Moreno anywhere. And Moreno looked one of the best he's ever looked, which is great for Flyweight because Flyweight needs Moreno. He's a fan favourite. He's a big name within the UFC. He's funny. And him at the top, I want that. I don't want Pantoja with the belt. He's such a fucking boring champion no one cares about. And Moreno with the belt is good because people like him and he's entertaining as fuck. That rematch is probably going to happen at some point because A, it's Flyweight, and B, I think these are the two best of the best in Flyweight. Obviously Royval as well, it's up there. He beat Moreno and he had a close fight with Pantoja, but he lost, so don't really want to see that trilogy again. You could do that trilogy later on down the line for a belt. They are 1-1. Royval got a legitimate win. You could say, because Moreno, the shoulder injury in that first fight. So, a lot of people, Royval was losing that fight for sure, but still. So, it's kind of hard to see. Amir Albazi has a lot of options. I feel like him and Steve Erskik's a good fight. Even, if Male Cape can get it done. He's going to have to fight down, which is good. But he's got a long way to go, and he might never get a title shot after this. You know what I mean? He was running a lot of hype and a lot of momentum coming into the fight. I think it was 6-0 in the UFC. So, yeah, man, Brandon Moreno is back. It's good to see him at the top. He never looked better. It was so impressive with him in this fight, but this wasn't exactly an entertaining fight in aspects. Like, not exciting. It was literally just Moreno picking at him at range and having good moments, good combinations, and wobbling him and hurting him sometimes. But this wasn't exactly an entertaining fight. It was good to watch, but I wasn't at the edge of my seat like, oh fuck, like Pantoja versus Moreno for the belt. Like, that was one of the best fights I've ever seen. But Moreno he played it safe tonight. He did exactly what he had to do, which was just find his shots. Keep Amir Albazi guessing. Look for openings, and he did that so well tonight. Did that so well. So elusive in that flow state. Amir just could not get started. And I do think that is because how good Moreno is. So, Moreno's back, baby. Moreno's back. Let me know what you thought of this fight down below. Thanks for watching.